It's time to take a step away from the mock drafts and wondering who the Vikings might take in that first round with that 11th overall pick and shift gears to a man on the roster who is expected to get a massive payday. That is wide receiver Justin Jefferson. He's set for a big-time contract extension. All Minnesota Vikings fans, and I think Jefferson himself and the organization, believe that this deal is going to get done. However, it's been, it's kind of taken some time for this deal to get thought out and the numbers to kind of get worked out between not only Justin Jefferson but the Vikings as well. Both sides really haven't done much talking. There's been a little, verbal communication back and forth, but really nothing has happened. And all I have to say is, hey, back up the Brinks truck and pay this man now. Because if we don't, there's a very good chance we could lose Justin Jefferson. And that's something that I would be very upset about. You guys would be very upset about. Literally the whole state of Minnesota would be upset about, because we already know what happened with Randy Moss. We let him go. He doesn't win a Super Bowl, but at the same time, it was devastating. Why would you let the best player on your roster leave the team? I don't care what it is. Pay the man whatever he deserves, because whatever you're going to give him, he's more than deserving of that contract. And actually, being at the Super Bowl is this week, Media Row is set up in Vegas where there's a bunch of podcasts, a bunch of media outlets where these superstar players go and talk to those guys and basically give their thoughts on the game and what they expect going forward in the future for themselves. And Justin Jefferson was given the chance to talk to a guy who's on Sirius XM's radio about his contract situation with Minnesota and kind of what his thoughts are about the situation. So let's get right into it. Before we do, make sure to subscribe to the channel. So it says, superstar receiver Justin Jefferson and the Minnesota Vikings still have not agreed to a contract extension, despite Jefferson first becoming eligible for a new deal last offseason. Now, getting that contract done, and it's going to be record-breaking money for a wide receiver, has to be considered one of the top priorities for GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah and the Vikings this spring. It's not one of the top priorities. It is the top priority. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He stays in Minnesota. Figure it out. Okay? But in a new interview with Sirius XM's Adam Sheen at Super Bowl Radio Row in Las Vegas, Jefferson commented on his contract status for the first time in a while. His words aren't outright concerning for Vikings fans, but they're not exactly reassuring either. Here's what Jefferson basically said. I want to break the bank, and I want to be a part of an organization that wants me and wants to really give me what I deserve. I feel like eventually the Vikings will do what they need to do to have me in the building, but I don't really know at this very moment. Okay, only time will tell. I feel like I have the right people in my circle to negotiate and to do what's right. I'm sure he does, because literally all they have to do is ask for as much money as they want, and the Vikings should be more than willing to back that truck up, regardless of the cap space and stuff. We got to do some gymnastics to kind of get around that situation, but still pay the man whatever he wants. All right, just make him the highest paid receiver, record-breaking money. Have to do it. But Sheen then asked Jefferson what might happen if he doesn't get a deal from Minnesota. Here's what he said. I'm not really too sure at this very moment. Okay, I definitely am grateful for what Minnesota has done for me. I definitely wouldn't be in this situation if they didn't pick me. With everything that has happened and everything I have given for the organization, of course, I would want to say there's where I've been calling home ever since I got into the league. It is what it is at the end of the day. I just want to play football, which is good news, right? Jefferson just wants to go out there and play ball. He doesn't really care too much about the money, even though he deserves every little bit of what he is about to get. And the Minnesota Vikings need to figure it out, and they need to figure it out quickly. I know we have until March, until the free agency period opens up, and that's when deals are really going to start coming in and getting done and stuff like that. We're still in the 2023-24 season. It's not over. The Super Bowl has yet to be played. But look, when you got a guy like that, it's a simple solution. You pay him before he leaves, before he asks for a trade, which would be devastating. I would hate to see Jefferson go. That's one person on this team that has got to stay, regardless of, we have Jordan Addison and KJ Osborne. I don't care that we have those two. Our superstar on offense, regardless of every other player, the quarterback, whoever it is Justin Jefferson. The superstar of the team is Justin Jefferson. We cannot afford to lose our best piece on offense and our best piece of the team. Jefferson wants to stay in Minnesota. It's up to the Vikings, though, to negotiate a perfect deal to get this done. I'm assuming they're going to get it done. It's going to be the record-breaking money that at the wide receiver position that we all expect it to be. And Jefferson's going to be here in Minnesota for some days, or for some years. But we have got to get the deal done ASAP before he even sniffs the option of leaving the Minnesota Vikings and going to a different team. All right, so back up the Brinks truck, pay this man now, and let's move forward. Justin Jefferson finally spoke on his contract situation. It's not exactly concerning, but it isn't reassuring either. These sides have barely had, conversations back and forth, but a deal will get done. At least I hope so. So you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How much should Justin Jefferson get paid? And what do you think about it? Also drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be much, much appreciated. Have a great rest of your night, folks, and Skol Vikes.